Right then, Paul, how are you doing, mate?
Not too well at the minute. Could be better in life, but have your ups and downs. But when you hit rock bottom, there's only one way to go, and that's up.
Aye.
At the minute, I'm not in the best of places. I'm down on my luck, but things can only get better. Obviously, just need a group of friends I'm hanging around with at the minute are homeless, but some of them are burning bridges, and I need to think of myself, because number one, because if I don't, well, I'm not going to get anywhere in life. I'm thinking of other people when I should be thinking about myself.
Aye.
So, which my work to say is, forget about like anybody else, they should be thinking about themselves. And me, I should focus on me, number one.
Focus on yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
So Paul, I've got a couple of questions. I think the first question is, obviously, if we were to pinpoint a single reason why you are actually homeless and on the streets, what would it be?
Hanging around with the wrong friends who are thought will be friends, just not just associates. Getting in trouble, getting locked up, trouble at the door, police. Then that caused arguments with my mum and my dad, and then obviously my mum stuck in the middle of it. She had a nervous breakdown. Then from then out, I was 18. I moved out, standing on my own 2 feet. Then I lost my granddad, and until I lost my granddad, I went downhill. Started like getting into a lot of trouble, getting locked up, then using drugs, drinking hard drugs, coke, like, you know what I mean?
So you think drugs had a part in it?
Took a part, took a toll, Like I was depression, I suffered post-traumatic stress and anxiety. I was on benefits like daily, and then I lost all that. Like field medical, just had a hard life past like 8 years.
How did you get into the drug scene?
Just like where I'm from, and it's like in the States, like everywhere you go, and it's really, in my eyes, it's the people you're around. If you're around people who aren't on drugs, you're not going to be taking drugs. Yeah. So I used to play football, but obviously I ruined my football career by smoking cigarettes and then moving on to cannabis and stuff like that, drink.
So the cannabis you started just off knocking about with the wrong people?
Then just moved on from there. So like say it's the gateway, isn't it? You start
gateway drug, yeah.
Yeah, cannabis.
How was it a gateway drug for you? What did it lead on to?
It leaded on from cannabis, and where start going to raves like the Powerhouse, the New Monkey, and start doing Ease.
Ecstasy.
Yeah, and then like from there went to cocaine, and then after that I ended up smoking the cocaine on the pipe.
So smoking
and
the cocaine as well?
And that's when I went really downhill, like lost my family, like started falling out with family and stuff like that.
So you've mentioned family there. So take us back to your family then.
Oh, thank you, mate.
How was it growing up? Where did you grow up? Was it in Sunderland?
No, through Washington.
Through Washington.
Like as a kid, with my family, my sisters.
How was family life?
Mint, class, holidays every year. Abroad, and obviously till I was 16 I left school. Then I was on training courses, and doing all right. And then as soon as I left and went to the hospitals through here, that's when I started hanging around with all the wrong people, like who I fought with my friends. And
so you had a relatively good start in life?
I had a mint life, class life, like in school. Went to Disneyland Paris, that was my first time abroad with the school.
Really?
Yeah, and then that was when I was in year 6. I went up to Barcelona in the new camp, got pictures, like holding the UEFA Champions League Cup with my dad.
Yeah.
It's all good memories, and then I always think about it every night, and it depresses it, like it does affect mental health the more I think about it. But
so bad life choices then?
Yeah, like see, like if I have a drink, it affects it even more because I think about it, and so
Why does it affect you?
because like what's on your mind at the time, the way I'm thinking. See, if I'm depressed or sad or down at the time and I have a drink, to me it's trying to feel better. It makes us feel worse. You know what I mean?
So it's a spiral.
Yeah.
So really, you're plagued by mistakes you made a long time ago.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is going to make us feel better. It's not just making us bad. You know what I mean? Making us feel better. Like
so your mental health's been affected by that, by the alcohol, by the drugs, and a never-ending cycle of not being able to get out of that situation.
The circle of friends, it's hard to get out of as well. Yeah.
If you were given like a magic token in life to be able to get out of this situation, what would that magic token do for you?
That's quite a tricky one. Basically, I just want to be off the streets. I want to have somewhere. I want a girlfriend. I want a family. You know what I mean? I want to live life. You know what I mean? I don't want to sit here, people talking down the woods.
Do you feel as if that's what happens when you sat here? People cast judgment a little bit.
Like walk past it, I don't want to exist. But you do get genuine people like yourself. And, like, your time to stop and talk and leave. Like that's enough for me.
How dangerous is it on the street?
It's scary, you know, because I've had knives to my throat. I've been robbed.
You've had knives to your throat?
I've had knives to my throat. I've been hit with stuff, with planks and woods, everything, you know what I mean? So
who offer other homeless people or just
generally people that don't know, just you know what I mean? People that want to drink.
So it's really dangerous for you to be here as well?
It is, that's why on a night you try and find somewhere safe, you know what I mean? So,
which brings me on to a question. Where does people who live on the streets in Sunderland, where would you sleep? A typical place?
Got pictures, you know what I mean? Like you find like on the pictures you go and you find somewhere safe.
So you have all got an area where you would go?
And not just like not to be one plenty of very much. Like to find somewhere safe because especially when there's a camera on here, because was you being robbed, was getting robbed and knives up your throat and hand over your money and stuff like that.
People will do that?
That's what people do, like low lives, like go around robbing the homeless.
Seriously?
Seriously, that's what you get through here.
That's heartbreaking.
And it's like through Newcastle, I've seen worse over there. Like my friend Shawn Kelly, I don't know if you've heard of him, God bless his soul. They killed him, you know what I mean?
They killed him?
He was using it, he was taking tablets at the time, he had a drink, he got his backdated money, but he had all his backdated money in cash on him.
Yeah.
So I think it's a planned attack.
So they knew he had money?
I suppose they planned it and attacked. He's took tablets, had a drink, and I've heard that he doesn't use heroin and heroin's been found in his system.
So about talking about drugs, you've seen other people affected by drugs, yourself have been affected by drugs.
Friends lost, died.
In what ways has drugs affected you?
Affected me was sitting here.
You're sitting on the streets out, so drugs has played a direct role in you being on the street. Why?
Feeling with a wrong crowd and went just down on life, depressed and.
So it affecting your brain?
Yeah, and just trying to think to block it out. And
to block out what memories?
Like just all like bad, like all the good times I'm thinking about, and which makes us depressed. So I think, I'll have a couple of cans, fucking like try and block it out. And then you're sitting there, I'm awake, I can't sleep, so I'll have a couple of joints of green, and then that makes us paranoid. And
does it? So it's a never-ending cycle.
It's just a never-ending circle. Just a vicious circle. That's all it is.
What advice would you give to a younger version of yourself?
What I would love to do as a job is to be like a change in life worker, going like on outreach, helping the homeless. Because because I've been in this position. I want to, like, in the next 5 years, I want to see myself not sitting here, but helping people who's been in my position.
That's quite an honourable thing to say. For someone who's in your position on the streets, you still can find it in your heart to want to help people. I really do hope that you can have that in life. And if you can get something positive from today from me, I wish you all the best of luck, brother.
No one can change it for us. It's only up to me. No one can do it for us. It's only up to me. So it's like I say, no one can. It's not, doesn't just come to you on a plate. You've got to go out and.
You've got to go out and get it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Paul, mate. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the very best of luck in life.